Hello. This will be my men's circle process video. If you're looking to understand what exactly it is inside the circle, I'm practically going to walk you through what a meeting might look like. It is worth mentioning that I don't really know what I'm doing. As much as this is not an original concept, I am exercising my creativity to kind of make the space fit into what I want to get out of it personally. As much as I am the one organizing it, though, this is not necessarily my group. We are all going to be coming together and facilitating this space where we can interact with one another in this way. That being said, if people want to meet more than I'm available for, then that will be on you guys to organize, but I support that and encourage that 100%. Basically, it's going to look like the second or third weekend of every month on a Sunday, I believe. I'm going to be reaching out to the people that reach out to me to kind of get a sense of their schedule and see where we can get the maximum attendance. It's not going to be a thing where, like, oh, if Jeremy can't come, then I guess we're canceling. Like, no. It'll be happening at that time, at that place, every second or third week of the month, at that designated time that will be communicated. That might be a time where maybe it's just a group of you and me, maybe it's you and me and another, or maybe it's a group of 10 people. I really don't know what to expect. But ultimately, what's going to look like is we're all going to come together on that day and time. I have 4 extra chairs, but we will be needing chairs. I'm going to try to have this in the wilderness as much as possible. However, I do understand that I will be having the first one of these in November. I'm recording this in October and my hands are already numb. So we're probably going to have to figure out a space where we can meet indoors, or maybe we find a space outdoors where we just surround by fire. That being said, though, chairs. Please bring your own chair. I only got 4 to spare. And I'm thinking the classic folding chair, but whatever works really. When I say I have 4 chairs, 2 of those are not folding chairs. I'm going to supply notepads, pens, and highlighters for the first round. That'll be my donation to y'all because I want them to be used the way I want them to be used specifically, and you can use them whichever way you deem necessary. But ultimately, I'm encouraging us not to interrupt one another. If we are disrespectful and we are interrupting one another, then there will be consequences. I don't know exactly what that looks like. It'll probably be an exemption from the group for X amount of time. But ultimately, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. That's an infringement on what we're coming together for. We need to be mature. We need to be civil. We need to be understanding and compassionate. And if those virtues are not upheld in the group, well, then you will be exempted from the group for a time. Now, as I was saying about the notepads, the idea is I would open with a guided meditation once we get there. And that is not, like a lot of men's circles, what I've researched at least, they'll have like chanting or guided visualization or something or another. I think that's a little too much. If you're into that, that's great for you. I've been into that stuff at one point in my life, but right now I'm not. And I know there are other people that are not. And ultimately my goal with the guided meditation is not to bring us through some spiritual experience, although some might consider relaxation a spiritual experience. It's just to calm everybody down. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking, I'd say, to prepare yourself to disclose your kind of truth to other people and then have to defend that, to expose your personal problems to others. And that could be to somebody you know and that you don't normally act this way around, or it could be to somebody you don't know. And I don't know which one is more nerve-wracking, to be honest, but ultimately it's just so we can all bring it back and enter the group in a equal state of mind and the way we want to act, not being driven to act from our nerves or from stress. to give you a taste of what I'm talking about, I'll read. I invite you all to take a moment and focus your mind with me. This will be a brief meditation of sorts. Close your eyes. Feel the sensations of your body, pleasant and unpleasant. Know where you are, how you feel emotionally and physically. Allow your mind to catch up, letting go of the expectations and preparations of what you can't control nor anticipate. Things such as drama, what lies in the circle, what you will be doing after. Be here so you may be competent, so you may savor this experience. Sink into the body. Feel your breath and its body-wide effects. The pressure in your chest, your ribs expanding, cooling in the throat as you inhale. Feel the pleasure one breath can bring, the natural pleasure that arrives from nourishing your body, from sustaining it, from giving to it. And that's about halfway. It's relaxation focus. There's nothing lofty about it. There's nothing woo-woo about it. It's just a relaxation exercise, ultimately. Once that is over, we will probably go around the circle one time, just for introduction's sake. Then, I guess I'll give a mock. We'll, let's say the topic of the day is not problems, personal problems. Let's say it is philosophy. And let's say it is religious beliefs. Now, let's say Chad believes in the Christian God and Derek is an atheist. So Chad would give his explanation. Chad would say why he believes in what he believes in. Now Derek's going to have disagreements, likely. Derek is going to use the notepad and pen that I supplied to write down what Chad said that he disagrees with and what his rebuttal is, or whatever he needs to remember what he was going to say ultimately. And he's going to raise a flag. A flag is going to indicate that Derek wants to speak next. Now we can have a chain of flags. Maybe some of those flags go down once Derek speaks because they hit the same point. Maybe two people raise their flags at the same time, in which case they need to hash it out with a good old-fashioned rock, paper, scissors match. When it comes down to it, the notepads are there for your note-taking, so you can get the most out of this experience, so you can have notes to come back on and review, to read, to maximize your value when you're outside of the circle, let's say, what you've learned, to keep track of it. But also for inside the circle, when you need to keep track of your thoughts so you don't interrupt one another. The notepads are mainly so we do not interrupt one another, and we can create like a healthy habit where we still get our point across. We still don't lose those things into the ether, but we don't disrespectfully assert ourselves. We let the person speak. We hear them out. We actually listen this way. We're not just thinking about what we're going to say next. We're actually listening. And that's something that'll be good to walk in your daily life with, even when you don't have a notepad, just the listening skill part of it. I'd say Derek highlights his main point. I don't know how I'm going to do this with times yet. If I have a large group, I can see this taking a long time. Or if we have some people that are really like getting into it. And by getting into it, I mean in a respectful sense. There will no be raising your voice. There will be no getting angry and pissy at one another. If you're coming to this group, you need to prepare yourself enough where you can have a respectful conversation with somebody. If you cannot, I already said it once, there will be exemptions from the group. It's a matter of being civil. If you feel that you are in control of your life and your mind enough, then there should be no problem for you. It's a matter of being like, instead of, are you fucking stupid? It's as simple as that. Like, be inquisitive, not aggressive. Then let's say it's sitting next to Chad once Chad and Derek are done talking with their flag raising back and forth. Let's say that I left out the talking stick. Yeah, Chad would have had a talking stick in this scenario, and then that would have gotten passed to Derek after Chad was done speaking, since Derek had his flag up first and won the hypothetical rock, paper, scissors match. Then that talking stick would have gotten passed back to Chad. Chad wanted to rebuke, he would have. Derek probably would have wanted to rebuke too, and it would have went on. and that stick would have gotten past Chad's left, and let's say it's Mark that's sitting next to Chad, and now Mark would talk about his Hindu upbringing, and or not Hindu upbringing, but his Hindu beliefs, and why he finds that Shiva is the proper way of a religious dogma or whatever. Once everybody has spoke on this and everybody's kind of done debating, I'll probably have a specified end time. I don't know what that looks like yet. I'm sorry that I can't give that detail yet. I'm going to continue my research, and by the time I'm telling us like a start time and a location where we're going to meet on the 3rd week in November, I will also have an end time in mind. And if that's not enough time, I'm sorry for those who don't get to speak. But maybe everybody gets to speak and it's too much time. It's going to be a trial and error thing. I'm going to figure this out. But we're going to have to figure this out together, and if y'all have any recommendations, you're going to have to reach out to me and tell me. And I will do my best to collaborate with everybody. I feel like there's mosquitoes eating my head. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much the basic structure. If you want to prepare yourself for kind of dialogue I'm talking about, watch some of Alex O'Connor's recent videos on YouTube. I think his name is Cosmic Skeptic on YouTube. He is a atheist, speaker, debater, philosopher even. And there's plenty of other people you can watch. I find him to be one of the least intellectually dishonest people. And I'm not saying you need to be an intellectual to have these conversations with one another within the circle, but I am saying you're going to need to know yourself enough where you can not fall back on I don't know what I believe. Have some decisiveness, or at least tell us where you're at, because I don't expect everybody to know everything. I don't know quite a lot, in fact, especially in the religious topic that I used in my analogy. I would say I don't know, but I find these things to be more likely and these things to be more unlikely based off of this evidence. If Derek wanted to insert his opinion and be like, well, those things you find likely are bullshit, there's this, this, and this that makes that just impossible, then I would need to respectfully conduct myself as I rebuke him and be like, well, that's a logical fallacy. That other thing you really don't know. How do we know the origins of the universe? Nobody was there to witness it, nor is there any real theory on it. We have hypothesis. And, I mean, the Big Bang sounds pretty unlikely, but what caused the Big Bang, for instance? It's another analogy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would like to say. I don't think there is. That's pretty much what the structure of the circle is going to be. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is divingfalcon103@gmail.com. That is DIVINGFALCON103@gmail. Thank you for joining me today. I hope I will be seeing you all in a circle soon. I guess another thing is it's a men's circle, so there will it's only men, no girls allowed, basically. But there's also women's circles. That's also a thing. I go into why that is in my video on my intentions and coming into this. So if you've watched the introduction, if you watch this one, you got one more to go. That'll clarify exactly the scope of the group, the focus of the group, if that's foggy for you.